Hello and welcome to Daily Bites with your host Mr. Bites, and today I'm playing Bless Online, as you guys can see, and I'll be showing you guys how to run Urutus Mines Elites. So what I'll be doing in this video is I'll be putting little lists on the screen of what each boss does and also talking you through it. So let's begin. Okay, so this is the first boss. What she does is she summons a golem, which you can taunt at the beginning when it's spawning, but afterwards you cannot taunt it. It just keeps running from player to player. And also on the tank, the boss will throw lightning at you and it'll make a puddle of lightning on the floor. It does this twice, and then the boss does a mini AoE, which you're going to need to avoid. You and the berserker need to avoid it. And then throughout the fight, she will spawn skeleton soldiers, which if they hit you, they slow you. So ranger, berserker and mage, please kill them. And that is it. Okay, to summarize, this boss you're going to need to avoid AoEs, avoid lightning. If the golem attacks you, just run. Attack skeletons and avoid the golem's AoEs as well. And that is it. Okay, so this is the second boss room. So what you need to do is run to the back and leave the paladin at the crystal. The crystal is how you activate the room. So the paladin activates it and then runs to the group. What happens is mobs spawn. It spawns 2 at the back, so 2 waves, and then 1 wave at the front. Then it's 3 waves at the back, 1 at the front, 1 at the back, another 1 at the front, another 1 at the back, and a boss. And then another wave, I believe, with the boss. I'm not too sure, but that's how I think it is. Anyways, what you're going to need to do is it's a DPS race, so you need to kill the mobs as quick as you can. Focus the rangers because they deal more damage. Once the boss spawns, the tank needs to taunt the boss and then drag it over to the gate as shown in this video. And then the paladin and everyone else has a focus killing the mobs, and then they come over to the guardian to kill the boss. The boss has an AoE, which AoE stuns and does a fair bit of damage, but not too much. And that is it for this boss. So to summarize, kill all the mobs, the boss spawns, the tank taunts it and runs over to the gates while everyone else kills the mobs. Everyone else kills the mobs, comes over to the boss and avoids AoE. And that is it. Okay, so this is the third boss. So he has an AoE around him, which you're going to need to avoid. He also drops rocks around the room on random players, so you need to avoid those as well. You see a little circle under your feet. The boss will transform into a plant with a shield. It takes reduced damage, so the DPS need to go into this light that appears and they get a damage boost, so they can damage the boss. And the tank needs to put a shield on, because the boss does hit roughly around 8,000, and if it crits it does 16,000 or even 18,000, so it can one hit you. So you need to be in both tank stances and to swap to the shield and then use your other shield to block it more. The boss also, when it turns into a plant, it makes gas in the room and you just got to drag the boss out of the gas. And then just repeat that over and over again, because it'll go back to human and then it'll go back to plant, then human, then plant. And that is it. So to summarize that boss, avoid AoE, avoid falling rocks, don't go into gas. When boss turns into plant, DPS run to the light to get buff. You don't need to stand in the light, just run through it to get the buff. Tank, use your shield to take no damage for 10 seconds and then use the other shield as many times as you need until the boss turns back into human form. And that is it.
Tell me why'd you have to leave right now? Think I'm losing my mind about now. Yeah, all I'm seeing is stars, cause I'm so lost without you. Tell me when can we speak again? Cause I don't think I can wait till then. Yeah, I look up to the stars, cause I'm so lost without you.
Okay, so this is the fourth boss. So, the tank needs to taunt the boss and drag it to the gate. That way it's further away from the stones at the back. Next is the boss will do an arc-shaped AoE towards the tank, which the tank needs to avoid or he'll be slowed. The next thing he does is a AoE around himself, followed by another AoE, so the tank and berserker need to get out of range of the AoEs. Once the last AoE happens, you can go back in. The boss also spawns adds, which the berserker, mage and ranger need to kill as quick as they can. And the boss also summons meteors, which fall all over the room, and you just need to find a safe spot, which can be anywhere to be honest. Okay, and then once the boss goes down 25% HP, he'll run to the back to absorb a crystal. You need to run there as fast as you can and DPS it to break it. He will do this 4 times, and what I recommend is, like in this video, you leave the last crystal, because when he takes it he spams the meteor, and there's a rock at the back which is safe for rangers, paladins and the mage to stand on. And there's also a little safe spot right next to the boss for the berserker and the guardian to stand and just DPS the boss down. It makes it so much easier and it makes more sense. Okay, to summarize, guardian, taunt the boss to the door, avoid AoEs, kill adds, avoid meteors. When the boss goes to the stone, break the stone before he absorbs it, leave the last stone for him to absorb, and stand on the rock if you're ranged, and stand in the safe spot in this video if you're a melee.
Tell me why'd you have to leave right now? Think I'm losing my mind about now. Yeah, all I'm seeing is stars, cause I'm so lost without you. Tell me when can we speak again? Cause I don't think I can wait till then. Yeah, I look up to the stars, cause I'm so lost without you.
Okay, so this is the final boss. I had to make a list for this one because there's a lot of things that go on. Okay, so the boss randomly throws lightning puddles at people, and she does 2. After she does those 2, she do a little AoE around herself, and the first time you engage, she would do a big AoE after the first little AoE. After that AoE, you need to run straight away to the light. It's up either north or south of the room. Otherwise, you're gonna die because the boss will one-hit you. And also, skeletons will spawn throughout the fight, which you need to avoid. They will run at you, stop, and then they will go bang after a few seconds. So you need to let them stop near you and then you run away from them. At 50%, the bosses spawn clones of itself. They do nearly the same damage and have the same skills. So you need to DPS the clones down and kill both of them. At 240k HP, the boss will spawn eyeballs. There are 3. You need to kill them as quick as you can and then run to the door, because the boss is going to do a big AoE. If you fail to do this, like in this video, the boss will just spam and spam the big AoE. If you do it correctly and run to the door, basically she'll AoE once and then you go back to DPS and the boss. The boss then has a new skill, which is a fake AoE. The mage can silence it to interrupt it and stop it. If it goes off, it stuns everyone. And eyeballs again will spawn once more around 100k. I'm not too sure if it's 100k or 120k, but it's around then. And you gotta kill them again, run to the door, wait for the AoE to go off, and then go back to the boss. So yeah, to summarize, the boss does lightning on people, so you just watch your feet and stay out of lightning. After 2 lightning, does a little AoE, and then we'll do a big AoE. After big AoE, you need to run to the light as quick as you can. Avoid skeletons, kill clones at 50%. At 240k, kill eyeballs as quick as you can, run to door, wait for big AoE, go back to boss. And then mage can silence the fake AoE because it has a cast bar, and it'll do eyeballs again around 100k. And that's it. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. You're watching Daily Bites with your host Mr. Bites. And if you liked the video, press the like button. If you dislike it, press dislike. If you want to see some more videos from me, subscribe to my channel. I make 2 to 3 videos a week on average. So yeah, if you want more videos from me, just come check me out. Anyways guys, peace out.